So last time we attacked with the HM300, it turned out really good using it as a like a preamp type of pedal, going into just a really dry GPA amp there, which is really cool. But going off what Nick Leonard asked me to give a crack is with the Gehenna pedal. Hopefully that focuses. To try to clean it up a bit. So see if I can get them both, and so I'll get pulled for a thumbnail. So the idea is to not use this with any gain, kind of use it just to help shape the EQ of it and to sharpen up as best as possible to see how it turns out. So let's plug these in. I've got my SM57 rocked up to my Harley Benton 2x12 cab there with my vintage 30s, and let's give it a crack. All right, now I've got everything plugged in, ready to go. Grab my Omsby guitar here in drop G tuning, and the bland, boring, clean sound. So that's just running through the GPA 100 at the moment. So yeah, nothing flashy, nothing flary, nothing really screwing with this signal. The signal's just clean. So this is where we left off last time with the HM300. Which doesn't, I think it sounds the best running it as a preamp instead of it in front of an amp, because a few times I used it in front of an amp, I didn't get nowhere near as good at results. But two things, we're going to add in the Gehenna pedal, which I'm never going to pronounce properly, I apologize, in a moment to see if we can try clean it up a bit. But Nick Leonard did mention this in the comment when I was chatting to him, asked me about this, saying that I had to max out the HM300. And I'm feeling a little bit more attracted towards leaving it as it is. But we all know you never go against Nick Leonard's ways. So we're chucking it all the way up. So there we have it. So that's what we're going to be dealing with. That's our foundation sound. Now this has got a lot of hiss coming through it, so I don't know how much of my mic is picking up that hiss. Futurely we'll find that out. So what do we got here? He recommended I keep the gains down on low, if not on nothing. That's fine. So yeah, at the moment it's got the bypass, so no matter what I do, nothing happens. So this is for gain staging, which we're not going to touch either because we don't want to add any gain. We'll add a little bit later, I don't know, we'll find out. So let me put the bass and treble there. All right, get a lot of feedback. I'll try my best to try cut it off so it doesn't feedback too much, but that just alone sounds pretty rad, and that's just had a cut at 12. Yeah, everything pretty much at 12 o'clock. So let's just have a quick muck around to see what else we can get from it. So that definitely gives it that more that genty type of coat that I love on my tone. Really well, actually. It has done a fucking pretty rad job already, and we've done very little to manipulate it. So yeah, so far so good. Compared to this. So big difference. All right, so let's muck around with some of the EQs and see if we can shape it just a little bit more. So that definitely helps push it with the presence, which I'm not surprised. So that opens up those frequency gates to make it a lot more genty, which is cool. But we are getting into very, very feedback fit territory, which is all right. It's all part of the fun. So now let's muck around with the depth a bit and see what we get from that. Yeah, I like that depth. That's sounding pretty rad. Actually, even at the moment, just having the HM300 off and seeing what this is giving without any gain, that's still sharpened a lot compared to. So yeah, this is awesome. Let's just try the treble and the bass, and then we'll commit to a jam. So I like pushing the treble a little bit. That helps it get a little bit more snappier. Not as in snappier as in cleaner sound, but adds a little bit more grind to it, a little bit more grit, which I love, and a little bit more aggression. And pulling the bass back just took a little bit too much bottom end out. So when it came to some of the, it just made it sound a little bit too empty. So yeah, adding that in was good. That's sounding pretty rad just as it is. The low mids and high mids didn't make that much of a difference when I tried it before. We'll try it again now though, quickly. That's sounding really interesting. Yeah, so I definitely liked it when I pulled the high mids down and cut them all out. I don't know exactly what it did, but it definitely cleaned it up a bit and kind of did sharpen it up in a way that, in a positive way. So I'm going to have a jam because, yeah, it's just sounding really unique. I think it's the best way to describe it. It's a very unique sound that we're getting. So let's double up on the guitars. I'll do a couple of jams. Yeah, the jams are only a minute long to give it a couple of different feels. So I'll do the same original one that I did last time, like the late 90s type of death metal riff that I loved, that inspired me to have that riff with the HM300. It's going to sound very different with this though. And then I'll try something else which is a little bit more djenty and a little bit more modern sounding, and then we can compare and have a chat about it. So sit back, relax, and enjoy, and we'll chat about it on the other side. So now I've heard the two different jams, dealing with the same type of setup. Firstly, what the Gehenna, or Gehenna, however you pronounce it, manipulated it, and the amount of power and oomph this thing gives out is very, very impressive. I thought it was really rad, and that was adding zero gain. That was just utilising all its other enhancing features that this pedal has. It really turned the MH30, like the Metal Zone, clone, into something very unique and different. It didn't turn it into anything that we know familiar in the djent world or anything like that. But what it did bring was, yeah, pretty fucking rad and unique. I can't think of anything off the top of my head where I know of another band that have utilised that type of sound. I'm not saying this is a huge breakthrough and here we go. Time to, you know, hold on to your fucking hat, kids. No, not at all. But yeah, just very interesting nonetheless. Unless I'm misremembering, or if you know of a band that does utilise this type of sound, yeah, definitely keen to hear who they are. Because yeah, I might not have heard of them or just can't remember at the moment, which, you know, happens when you turn on the camera and just start talking and babbling. But definitely keen for your thoughts. How did you feel about how I dialed it in and how it all meshed together and how the jam sounded? And also thank you to Nick Leonard for reaching out and suggesting this and having this chat, because yeah, I haven't pulled this MH300 out for a long time, bar the last video I did, which is a lead up into this video. So not including that one. Yeah, this one's been sitting there collecting dust for a little bit too long. So it was very cool utilising it for the first time as a what I did last video, introducing myself to it as a preamp instead of just going straight in front of an amp, because that makes a huge difference as well. And yeah, as I said, lots and lots of fun just chucking this with it and seeing how it goes. So thank you very much for joining me in this video. Very rad, very cool, and I thoroughly look forward to chatting with you next time. And until then, stay safe.